Opening statements begin tomorrow morning in the Shayna Hubers murder retrial. That will be followed by the prosecution's key evidence, Shayna Hubers' own words. 9 on your side's Tom McKee is live at the Campbell County Courthouse with what she said. Tom.
Well, it took 4 days to pick the 14 men and women who are going to be the 12 jurors and the 2 alternates. Things wrapped up about 30 minutes ago here in Newport. Now, those jurors are going to hear prosecutors say the shooting of Ryan Poston was murder. And the defense attorneys are going to say she fired because of self-defense. But they're also going to hear her say that she shot him a number of times so he wouldn't suffer. Now, that statement comes in a rambling 2.5-hour commentary Hubers made to Highland Heights police without ever being asked a question. Hubers shot Poston 6 times in October of 2012. That's not in question. The issue is why. She insisted their relationship had turned abusive and he was going to hurt her. Just listen.
I shot him enough times to kill him so that he wouldn't suffer. I think I shot him twice. Thought he was completely dead. He was laying there still, twitching and making noises. And I shot him in the head.
Now, Hubers' defense team is going to claim as part of their defense that she developed post-traumatic stress disorder because of that relationship. Of course, we're doing a retrial because the first one was overturned. She was convicted, sentenced to 40 years in prison, but examinations upon appeal indicated that a juror forgot to disclose that he had a prior felony conviction. Tom McKee, 9 on your side, live at the Campbell County Courthouse in Newport.
All right, Tom, thanks so much for that. New at 6, police in Green Township need your help. They want to find a man wanted for a weekend shooting. Investigators are looking for a man named Veda Orso, and there he is. Police say he shot his girlfriend Saturday night at home on Moonridge Drive and then just took off. The 36-year-old victim, who has not been named, was taken to UC Medical Center, and Orso is wanted for felonious assault. Police say he is about 5'7", weighs 175 pounds. If you have information that could lead to his arrest, call Crime Stoppers. Fairfield police are trying to sort out what happened before finding a man dead in his driveway. Police say the man, whose identity has not been released, may have been shot. He was found by his girlfriend in the driveway of his home on River Road. We'll update you when we have more on this. Now, Kentucky will be the next state to offer Real ID Act compliant driver's licenses. It'll start in January, when Kentucky will offer a standard license and a voluntary travel ID. They will function the same as usual until October 1st of 2020, and that's when you will need the travel ID to be able to board a domestic flight or enter a U.S. military base. In order to get the travel ID, you'll have to show 2 proofs of residency. And just as we saw in Ohio, if your name has changed, you'll need to show proof of when that occurred.
2 things are, one is get your documents, and then if the names do not match on them, get those names to match, either through changing your name with Social Security or getting copies of your marriage certificate, certified copy of your marriage certificate, or divorce decree.
Now, right now, Kentucky charges $20 for a driver's license, and it expires after 4 years. The new standard ID will cost $43, and the compliant ID will cost $48. But both will be good for 8 years. And if you just got a new license, you can pay just $15 to get a travel ID that will be good until your current license expires. The new licenses will have a new design, which state officials plan to reveal next month. Okay, so the deadline is approaching for Maslow's Army to find a new spot for its weekly homeless outreach events. The organization's co-founder, Sam Landis, addressed a meeting of the Hamilton County Board of Commissioners today. Now, Maslow's Army has held its events providing people with food and basic necessities for 83 consecutive days, and most of those events have been held at Fountain Square. But after September 2nd, Maslow's Army will itself be homeless. Landis says the county is actively helping them find a permanent location.
And it's very difficult to have this nomadic outreach where we never know where we're going to serve because of the vulnerable populations that we are serving. Bouncing around from area to area, it can only spread through word of mouth.
The Board of Commissioners did not make a decision on that new location today, but Landis says he is encouraged that the county is getting involved. The Board of Commissioners also discussed Hamilton County's budget deficit for 2019. After the reversal of the sales tax hike earlier this month, the county is now projecting a budget gap of at least $29.1 million for next year. Today, county commissioners are telling department heads to start finding ways to cut back.
Everyone needs to begin thinking about how they would operate their department or their operation on 17% less than what they got this year.
County commissioners are discussing putting a hard hiring freeze in place for the time being. That would mean no new hires without approval from the board. Departments have already been on a soft hiring freeze. That means they can't hire anyone who is not essential. Now at 6, a West End man is in jail tonight accused of beating an 8-month-old child. Devin Watkins is charged with endangering children. He was arrested Saturday, and according to court documents, Watkins has admitted to punching the infant in the head multiple times. He told investigators he also dropped the baby on its head. Watkins was arraigned this morning. He's being held on $500,000 bond. Well, rescue crews are searching for an Ohio man who went missing Thursday after going for a hike near Mount St. Helens in Washington State. Matthew Mathani, is from Warren, Ohio. That's near Youngstown. He was in Washington visiting friends. A sheriff's deputy found his borrowed Subaru Outback at the trailhead on Saturday. Search teams are now scouring a network of trails for any signs of him. Deputies say he is not an experienced hiker and is not prepared to spend the night in the woods. They believe he was wearing shorts and flip-flops when he set out, but they are optimistic that they will find him alive.
If he's not hurt and he can improvise some shelter, they can last a long time. So we keep going with the hope that we can find him safely.
Officials say Mathani is a registered nurse. They're hoping his medical knowledge will help him hang on until they can find him. A big welcome back. Covedale Schools holds a back-to-school bash for their students and their families. The new initiative, it's kicking off this school year. Help with your to-do list, the new service coming to Cincinnati that can take care of many of your delivery needs. And on World News tonight at 6:30, a deadly plane crash in Utah. What police are now saying about the man that crashed that plane into a home. You are watching 9 on your side at 6 o'clock. The Kentucky Lottery says it has seen record ticket sales this year. The lottery recorded more than $1 billion in sales in fiscal year 2018. That is up $42 million from just last year. It also gave a record $253 million to the state general fund. Powerball and Mega Millions had several huge jackpots this year, but scratch-off tickets, they are the best seller, bringing in just over $613 million. Is
everyone ready to come back to school?
Like the honest ones, getting kids ready to go back to class. Today, Covedale School hosted a special welcome back for students and their families today. It doubled as a kickoff for a new program called the Community Leadership Academy. It's part of the Cincinnati Public Schools Vision 2020 My Tomorrow initiative. The curriculum is enriched with a special focus on getting students ready to be successful leaders in high school and beyond. By the way, Covedale is one of 6 schools adopting this new program this year. Miami University has landed a major grant for its work on ancient languages and cultures. In 2012, Miami developed software to create the Miami, Illinois Digital Archive for Indigenous Languages. The new grant for more than $300,000 will help expand it. It will also provide training for tribal representatives and scholars working to revitalize ancient languages. The program's director is the same professor who won a MacArthur Genius Grant. That was in 2016. TaskRabbit is launching a delivery service in Cincinnati. Now, this is more than just getting takeout delivered to you. TaskRabbit's helpers will transport anything from couches to dry cleaning. In order to set up a delivery, you can go to TaskRabbit.com or download the app. The service also offers help with things like home repairs, moving, and IKEA furniture assembly. Well, I need help with that. Sherry.
And Theo, we're going to be on the dry side of things as we look at your Tuesday, but you see that big green blob out there? That's wet weather, and it's moving in our direction. I'll give you the timeline on when you can expect the rain to return and thunderstorms as well in your 9 first warning forecast.
Next on 9 on your side, Cincinnati's own Sam Hubbard hits the field as a Bengal for the very first time. Coming up, how his family showed their support. Next on 9 on your side at 6. The pride of Moeller made Bengals fans proud Thursday night. So many of you are rooting for Sam Hubbard's success, and 9 on Your Side's Mike Dyer shows us why his dad says last week was a dream come true.
This past Thursday night, Bengals rookie defensive end Sam Hubbard took the first steps of what he hopes will be a long and successful NFL career in Cincinnati. His preseason debut against the Chicago Bears was extra significant, as the 2014 Moeller High School graduate was able to play in front of family and friends at Paul Brown Stadium.
Yeah, it's a special day, and I'm really excited.
Hubbard drew rave reviews during this spring and summer from Bengals coaches. He also had plenty of support from family and friends. Sam's parents, Jim and Amy, set up the tailgate 4 hours prior to kickoff Thursday night in anticipation of Sam's debut. His sister Madison, along with other family and friends, soon gathered in Lot D next to Paul Brown Stadium.
Grammar school, high school, college, Ohio State, and now this, it's really a dream come true.
Sam is a lifelong Bengals fan. He grew up admiring the likes of Chad Johnson, Rudy Johnson, and others. He also enjoyed attending Bengals games when he could, like this preseason contest prior to his Moeller days. 4 months after the draft, Amy says she still pinches herself that Sam returned home to play in the NFL.
All day today packing, and every time we're talking to him, so it's just really unbelievable.
Hubbard did not disappoint in his debut. He played 3 quarters on defense and special teams and drew the praise from the likes of Bengals Director of Player Personnel Duke Tobin and Pro Football Hall of Famer Anthony Munoz.
Felt myself getting more and more comfortable out there. It was definitely an adjustment to the speed of the game. But yeah, I felt like I was getting better and better as I was getting tireder and tireder, but I just feel great to have that first game under my belt.
Mike has been given behind-the-scenes look of Hubbard's life in the NFL, both on and off the field. Great access that he's gotten. You can find links to all of his stories right now on WCPO.com. Hubbard and the Bengals play their next preseason game Saturday night. It won't be here, though. It's in Dallas, but I know what I'm doing with my Saturday night.
What you gonna do?
I'll be watching a little Bengals.